All right, folks, I'm back. Damn, feels good to say that. For nothing less than the best film 2021 has to offer. Let's talk about it. All right, folks, just a brief note about my absence. It was just, college absence, stuff like that. I am a senior, so lots of applications, lots of work due, and I kind of just had to take a break, but I do plan on getting back into it. I will probably rank October and November, and since I didn't review most of the films I saw in those months, I will sort of discuss them there. Wait, I did October? No, I didn't do October. Anyway, I'll rank those / review them, but I just had to talk about West Side Story. I had to. It's a bit late. Saw it last week, but God, it's magnificent. Folks, Steven Spielberg is my favorite director. For those who don't know that, he is just so far above everybody else. He's incredible. He's mastered every single genre, and he's proven it yet again with his journey into the musical. Because this man can do everything, and my God, does he do an excellent job. He manages to take this classic story and give it such new, amazing life, paying tribute to both the original film. I haven't seen the play, but that is, of course, what it is adapted from, and I'm sure beautiful tribute to that as well. Just making such an entertaining film and story. I will say I did rewatch the original. I had seen it when I watched through all the Best Picture films last year, and I rewatched it this time. I wasn't as big a fan on it just because it is a little dated, all the dancing music numbers, and I think Spielberg does an excellent job of sort of modernizing it. It is, of course, still set in the 50s, but it just feels so much more contemporary, if that makes sense. Like you could pinpoint, if I showed you both films and I said one was made in 2021, one was made in 1961, which was which, you would know, because Spielberg's is just that much more up to date. Folks, I absolutely adored every performance in the film. I really thought everyone brought their A game. I watched it twice because just what a magnificent movie again. I liked Mike Faist as Riff a lot the second time. Rachel Zegler as Maria is an absolute standout, but really the highlight both times for me was actually Anita, Ariana DeBose as Anita. I really like Bernardo as just a character, both in the original and in this one. But Anita was just so spectacular. What a performance. I mean, my God, she stole every scene. She's so charismatic. A lot of people like America, the song, the number. It's many people's favorite scene in the film. Personally, not mine. I'll probably talk about my favorite scene in a bit. But, I mean, it's no surprise because she's just that good. I'll talk about my favorite scene now. I mean, all of the music numbers are really great. I think I've seen people say that's Cool, the music number here. One of the lamest ones in the original, super not worthy of note really, but it's made really powerful in this film, just with the way they deal with Riff and Tony's relationship, which in general just feels a lot more fleshed out and personal. And, that makes the impact of what happens in the film feel a lot harder. But my favorite scene was the Geeeeeeee Officer Krupke. It's one of my favorite songs from the original, and I think it was just adapted so beautifully. Spielberg he's a genius. What I wouldn't give to be in the mind of that man when he filmed that scene. Just the way everything is staged is so genius. It's so satisfying. I want that scene. I want it playing on my wall on a TV constantly, on loop all the time, because it's brilliant. I will just say, I don't think this is a controversial thing to say. It is quite long, and specifically I noticed the second time around that it can feel very slow in the beginning, and that is the only thing stopping me from giving it the highest of praises. And then I do have one, I hesitate to say major complaint, because it didn't really decrease my enjoyment, but it was one thing that just stuck out to me the most, and it's the tonal shift between when Riff and Bernardo are killed right after the Rumble, straight into Maria's I Feel Pretty, which is a lovely song. Again, one of my favorites this time around. Didn't love it the first time, but just spectacular. I've been playing it constantly. I've been playing the whole soundtrack constantly, really. But it really doesn't feel right. And then I looked it up and I realized, because this is an adaptation of the play, it wasn't like that in the movie. the 1961. This is an adaptation of the play. Usually those songs are back to back, but there's an intermission between them, and that made so much sense to me. It doesn't really translate into film, and I'm not sure Spielberg does enough to cushion the transition between the two scenes. Some disagree with me. I've discussed it with people, and that's fine. But it does. I noticed both times that it felt very odd, and it took me out a bit before I Feel Pretty is just such an amazing number that it kind of just picks back up and gets you back into it anyway. But yeah, folks, I really don't know what else to say except I can only sing this film's praises. The more I think about it, the more brilliant it is. Again, it's been a week since I first saw it, really a week today. I'm filming on Thursday. I saw it last week. And it hasn't left my mind because it is brilliant. It is one of Spielberg's best films. It is the best film, my favorite film, and maybe the best. You'll have to wait for the Bobs to see if that's the case. But of 2021, West Side Story. I mean, Jesus, it's phenomenal. I really got to own this film the minute it comes out on, available to own. All right, folks, that is my foray back into reviewing. Hopefully, I'm not too out of practice, and hopefully, if you haven't seen West Side Story, you will go see it at your earliest convenience, because my God, is it just remarkable. A remarkable film. I always expected it to be something just because it is Spielberg. I always have faith in him. He sort of can do no wrong in my eyes. I know that's probably not the best perspective to have, but it's true. I love the man. I love everything he produces. That's not quite true, but maybe a Spielberg ranking someday, and we'll see how true that is. But please go see it if you haven't. I really enjoyed it. I almost forgot to rate it because that's how long I've been out of this, but it is an easy A, and please go watch if you haven't seen it. And if you have seen, go watch it again. It's that good. Come on. It's only on the big screen once, right? You're not going to see it in the cinema again, so go check it out. All right, folks. That's that. I really forgot how to close these things. So, when you're red jet, all the way.
From your first cigarette to your last dying day. When you're red jet, if the spit hits the fan, you got brothers.